And now, a word from our sponsors.
Hey guys, we've come a long way from sitting in my bed to now on my desk. So without further ado, we've got 2 topics left until we finish the first unit, and that means we'll be ready for one whole exam. So let's get started with elections. So, what is an election? My favorite definition of an election that I've seen is it's a device by which votes can be transformed into seats, which are then distributed to political parties or leaders. Okay, what are the roles of elections? I've got 7 roles for you. It's representation, political participation, giving a choice of leaders, creating accountability, giving a mandate to these leaders, plurality, so again there's like acceptance and tolerance of different views, and as well education for the voters. Next, they want us to know what the differences are between elections and referenda. I know that might sound like really basic, but you should know a few key differences. Elections deal with multiple issues, whereas referenda deal with single issues. In elections, you elect representatives, whereas in referenda, you don't. Elections are actually regular, or at least they happen at regular intervals, and referenda are technically random. It's when the government decides to hold them. Elections actually have like complex topics and complex answers, whereas referenda are a simple yes or no question. And elections, usually parties have their own ideologies, that don't cross into other parties, where a referenda can actually be a cross-party thing. So, what is a mandate? I mentioned that earlier. A mandate is the authority granted to a candidate or a party to implement its manifesto. Usually that's achieved through an election. So we need to know 2 small definitions, which are stable and strong government. A stable government is one that is likely to remain in office without serious crises. Such a government will probably not become divided or fall from power before its term of office is complete. And then a strong government is one that has a strong majority to rely on in Parliament, and also is able to carry out its own legislation and proposals. Which is what usually happens with the Westminster system anyway, because you win a majority of the seats and you form government. Anyway, okay, a party system. A party system is any political system that describes how many parties dominate the political field or politics can be described as a party system. So that could be a dominant party system, a 2-party system, what arguably the UK is, a 3-party system, or even a multi-party system. So, what is majoritarian representation? Majoritarian representation is any electoral system which guarantees a government is elected by an overall majority. So they can't pass unless they don't have more than 50%. And that's basically SV and AV. What is proportional representation? Proportional representation is not an electoral system, but it's a type of electoral system which proportionally distributes seats in legislature in correlation to the votes that they achieved. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video useful.
And now, a word from our sponsors.